Hey, great day. Welcome to the House of Cons. I'm Blackjack. Salute, tribe up. It's Thursday, July 7th, 2023, man. Shout out to the tribe. Tribe up. What's up, fam? I hope everybody doing well. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know how you feeling. Let me know where you at. Hey, I got another show lined up for y'all, man. Sound check. Let me make sure I got my sound right, man. I'm having computer issues lately, but you know I've been getting it together though. I think we got it together. Salute. Hit the like button. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't done so already. And the title of the night show is The Impossibility of Slave Ships. Salute. The impossibility of slave ships. I know everybody wondering, man, what Blackjack, what you mean by that? What you mean by the impossibility of slave ships? Y'all saw the thumbnail, we about to get into it, you know, the impossibility of slave ships, my nigga. Let's just look at it from a third eye point of view. You know, Let's make our own decisions, y'all. Hit me in that chat. Let me know where you at. Tribe Buck. Hey, before we get started, by the way, I gotta give a special shout out to the members, my naga. We got new members in the house. Marshawn Frazier, salute. Salute to Marshawn Frazier. We got JJ, new members in the house. Salute to JJ. Salute to the OG members. Jackie Salah teaching 777. Reggie Middleton, salute. We tribing up, you know. Get that membership, my naga. You know, you won't be disappointed, you know, to get you access to some special features, my nagas. Members only live streams and other things to come. So go ahead and get that membership. But yeah, we about to get into it. Salute to the members, salute to the subscribers, and salute to all the new people. Like I said, if you ain't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. But yeah, we in the house of cons. And we talking about the impossibility of slave ships. We looking at the thumbnail. Oh, what do we have here? Looks like a cutaway of a so-called slave ship, right? But investigate this picture. What do we see here? I see a bunch of, I guess, what appears to be nagas at the bottom of the ship. Those nagas appear to be naked. The top of the ship looks like we got a European, maybe a colonizer, right? And you notice, hey, Jackie Salah in the house. Tribe Buck, salute to the member Jackie Salah. Popping out with Jackie Salah in the house. Salute. 2 shots for Jackie Salah, Managa. Arrows up. So we got this cartoon drawing. You know, cause they ain't got no real drawing, no real photos of nagas on the slave ship. That don't exist. In fact, they don't even have a slave ship. Salute. They don't even got a slave ship. They don't got photos of nagas on the slave ship. Just cartoon drawings, my naga. So we're gonna investigate the cartoon drawing. So I just see a ship, one lonely white man, 2 lonely white mans at the top, and a whole bunch of nagas at the bottom, butt naked. Now none of this makes sense. Okay, so let's start right here. Let's just think about this. Bunch of naked nagas in the bottom. So, were you only taking slaves during the summertime? What about when it's cold? You mean to tell me you was taking nagas across the sea like this in the wintertime in the dead cold? Are we supposed to believe that? Alright, but anywho, let's move on. Let's look further. Looks like they got just nagas on the bottom. White man whipping the rope for the sail. Of course, they ain't have no motors. It look like they got little hatches, I guess, for air holes or the whatever. That's all I can get from this little cutaway. That's all I'm getting from this. The nagas naked. I'm wondering why would the nagas be naked, right? Why would they be naked on the slave ship, especially when you depicting the nagas on tobacco ads with feathers on? Especially when you depicting the nagas on tobacco statues with feathers on. Especially on the maps with feathers on. I mean, the list goes on. But on this slave ship, everybody's naked. I'm looking at the inconsistency. But let's continue. Let's proceed. Let's talk about some more of this slave ship stuff. We're going to get into it, man. I'm noticing inconsistencies right away. I always look at it from a third eye point of view, my naga. I try not to miss a thing. I will look at it 1,000 times until I'm satisfied. Bunch of naked nagas in the dead of winter in December. How many slaves they took in December? Yeah, bunch of naked nagas, huh? But we got all these images with nagas feathered up and tribed up. Feathered up and tribed up. What they got feathered up, speared up, and tribed up after they got here from Africa? What's going on? I don't think it's all adding up, right? You big dummy. Yeah, because we know why. Let's talk about this impossibility of a slave ship. Have you ever thought about, before we talk about a slave ship, man, have you ever thought about what it takes to go on a long journey? I mean, anybody ever went on a long trip? You went on a long road trip, or, you know, hit me up in the chat. Let me know if you went on a long road trip, just a road trip. Not, we ain't even talking about a boat ride, a long road trip. If you went on a long road trip, Think about what that trip entailed. Think about the planning it entailed. Like, right? You took off work for a week or two, whatever you did. You said you had to have enough money, right? You had to have your transportation, right? Your car, your personal car, or maybe a rental car, right? Or maybe just but we talking about your own car. We ain't talking about no boat, no train ride, or no bus ticket. We talking about your own personal vehicle, what it takes to travel. Just even for a week or two. You gotta have enough money to eat, right? You gotta have enough money for fuel. You gotta have enough money for room and board, right? Take a lot of planning. You gotta have enough clothes and gear. You gotta have enough clothes and gear for whatever weather. If it's hot, if it's cold. Just think about it if you're just planning to take an old trip to Atlanta. Salute. Or think about if you was taking an old trip to New York or to California, right here in the old states, right? Think about the planning it entails and the supplies that a human being requires. Women require even more, right? Women require personal hygiene products for women in particular, right? What about children? Children require even more, especially babies, right? What babies require? Pampers. All right, so we just gonna cover all this. We covering a lot. This is what you would call the logistics, right? We're covering the logistics. What else it entails? So that's a lot of stuff you got to think about: clothes, food, drink, fuel, room and board. Children, women. You gotta think about a whole lot of stuff if you're going on any little trip. So we talking about a slave voyage. We talking about a 2-month voyage. We talking about an 8 to 10 week voyage across the sea from Africa to America, my nigga. What all you have to have for that? And you telling me the ship packed from the bottom up like this? Where's the food and water for this amount of people for 2 months? Answer that. How much does the food and water weigh to keep this amount of people alive for a 2-month journey? What about ammo and weaponry for the colonizers? How much that weigh? How much did the shackles weigh? We need to tally this up to see if this rinky-dinky so-called slave ship can even hold that weight, right? Because if you understand the amount of food and water that it would take to supply these people for 2 months, indeed weighs more than the people themselves. So when they're telling you these slave ships was packed, you got to question it from a third eye point of view, Monaga. We're going to get on into it. We just getting started. That's just an intro, Monaga. Let's get on started, though. Let's get on started. Let's look at some of the evidence, right? When you look at Google for a slave ship, all you get is cartoons. All you get is cartoons. If I wanted to go watch Looney Tunes, I would just go on the Cartoon Network. I came to do research, though. So all I can get is these images, and boy, is it very telling. It's telling of the lies. These images, cartoon drawings, are filled with nothing but bodies, human bodies. No food, no drinks, no even ammunition or ammo for the colonizer. Only slaves. Where's the room? Where is the room for anything else on a 2-month journey across the sea, Monaga? And you get nothing but cartoon drawings. You gotta ask yourself, why don't they have an actual slave ship? They give you this. They give you this conceptual art right now, Monaga. Shout out to Monagas in Alabama. They give you conceptual art. How much those chains weigh? If you ever had a pit bull, man, I had a pit bull, man. A joker named Cujo, mean as hell. I had another pit bull named Diesel. He was mean too. I had to put those, salute Daryl L in the house, salute. I had to put that pit bull. He was so heavy duty and mean. I had to put him on a heavy duty chain, a chain thick enough to tow a car with. It was like a 50-pound chain, Monaga, something to hold his bad ass still, so he wouldn't go out there and bite nobody. So how much these chains weigh, Monaga? They got these people, this fictitious art shackled with. How much those chains weigh, Monaga? You gotta understand. You ever got put in the back of a police car with handcuffs on or anklets on? You know the pain in that. You know how much that hurt. And even if you only been in the cuffs a couple of hours, and then you got into your jail cell till you bond out or whatever, after they took your cuffs off, you notice how it bruised your arm and your hand. So how would people go 2 months without losing a limb or getting amputated from being chained like a dog, right? So these are lies, Monaga. You can't believe this bullshit. These are lies. These are lies. I mean, we can just investigate it one at a time from a third eye point of view. This is impossible. The impossibility of slave ships. It's impossible to shackle a person with heavy duty car chains for a 2-month journey without them losing limbs or becoming amputees, or even worse. Impossible. And where is the waste and urine going to go for all these people? Not that you ain't have food and water for them all on your little cartoon. Where was the what you had them chained up for 8, 9, 10 week journey, just pissing and shitting on top of each other? Okay, let's say you did that. Let's say you said F those Nagas, let them shit and piss on each other. My Naga, have you ever worked on a garbage truck? Have you ever been one? I feel for those dudes. I never been one, but I know dudes that's been a garbage man, and they came home from doing garbage trucks all day and they smell like a garbage truck. So could you imagine yourself being the colonizer? Put yourself in the colonizer's shoe. Would you be the colonizer on the ship full of funky Nagas shitting and pissing on top of each other for 2 months? Would you even be able to do it? Imagine the flies. What about the big bull flies and everything that'll be all buzzing around the boat? And maggots. Think about this. This is impossible, Monaga. This is very impossible. All right, so let's get into the logistics. They don't got sanitation. They don't got food and water for 2 months. Nothing. They don't even got ammunition. You got all these Nagas and a couple of colonizers. Do you even have enough bullets to kill everybody? In case shit got buck out there on the water? Something ain't adding up to me, man. I look at it all from a third eye point of view. Let's move on. Let's read what they have to say about this so-called Middle Passage, right? This fictitious journey, Monaga. This fictitious journey. Oh, look what it shows. It shows the colonizer coming from Europe to America, back to Africa, to get people and making the loop, right? The impossibility of this, Monaga. Very impossible, and I'm gonna prove it. Okay, so you had enough food, water, and drink to bring your funky colonized ass on over here. That was hell, right? You caught hell trying to do that, boy. It was some of you got lost. What else happened? Some of you died. Some of you, even on the Columbus journey, some of Columbus crewmen, they was ready to toss Columbus over the side and turn around because they said the journey was too long and they wasn't seeing land, right? So think about that. You're supposed to be going where you haven't been, right? And you haven't even seen land. You just ride seeing water and water for days. You getting scared. The ship about to get bucked. They like, man, this dude crazy. We about to toss him. That's what happened on Columbus ship. So think about the impossibility of this, doing all of that. Then you going back across the water, back across the pond to Africa to get Nagas to bring back here. As much as you hate Nagas, why would you fill up a new land that supposedly had no Nagas, right? Which is a lie, right? In a stronghold of the Naga. But you telling us though America had no Nagas nowhere in America, right? Which we know is a lie. But you telling us that, okay, let's run with that. And as much as you hate Nagas, you want us to believe you gonna go get a bunch of Nagas and bring them over here? Well, you can't make it up, man. Let's read, man. Let's read. The Middle Passage was the stage of the Atlantic slave trade. All right, y'all. We finna get into some fairy tales, y'all. Right? By the way, I'm Blackjack. Usually over here, y'all, we read non-fiction. But like I said, to decipher the hijack, you have to study the hijack. You have to read the fiction too. If you want to decipher the fiction, you want to be able to spell it out, you got to read the fiction too. I ain't scared to read that little fiction. We're going to read this old fairy tale. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all ready for a bedtime story. Let's get into it. Let me slide and make sure everybody can see what's going on here. They got me reading fairy tales. But we finna decipher truth. We finna pull some teeth. We finna pull the sword from the stone, my knock in the house of cons. The Middle Passage was the stage. They said, ooh, see, oh man. Dude, that's why I'm glad I take my time when I read. Look what the first sentence is. This is an act. It's a play. The Middle Passage was the stage. You can't make this up. What you staging something now? The Middle Passage was this. I'm gonna stop right here. Let's dwell right here for a minute before we go even further. They say the Middle Passage was a stage, so it was nothing but a stage, Managa. It was the stage put on this act, right? The Middle Passage was the stage of the Atlantic slave trade, in which millions of enslaved Africans were transported to the Americas as part of the triangular slave trade. Oh, they got a new one. They call it a triangular slave trade. Nah, I guess that's what that is, right? Ships departed Europe for African markets with manufactured goods, first side of the triangle. Okay, so they left Europe and went to Africa, right? And then they supposedly came here and went back. Okay, let's see. With manufactured goods, first side of which were then traded for slaves with rulers of African states. Okay, so boom. They painting themselves in the corner right now. They paint, hey, Jackie Salah said they always slip in truth with the lies, right? They slip that truth, man, Jackie Salah, you right? Hey, it says, let's peep this, we're gonna slow this down. It says, so this they painting themselves in the corner. It says the ships departed Europe for African markets. It says so they left Europe and went to the African markets with their goods, right? And it said which were traded for slaves with the rulers of African states. Or say so the African rulers, so they ain't gonna take nobody. They making the claim that the African rulers traded Africans for goods. All right, let's pause right there for a minute. Let's just pause right there. So we got 3 different places involved. We got Europe, Africa, and America supposedly involved, right? So there should be documentation in Europe, there should be documentation in America and in Africa about what went down. Why are there no documentation coming from Africa about trading Africans for European manufactured goods? The stories we get from Africa are the stories about the Barbary slaves of enslaved white people, Slavs. We get stories from Africa about whites getting enslaved. We do not get stories about blacks in Africa slaving other blacks. That's not what we get from Africa. So we got to ask ourselves that question. Why aren't there plenty African tales and stories about, grabbing up Nagas, the rulers in Africa, to come down, the rulers coming down, like, you know what I'm saying, looking like Umar Johnson with a dashiki on, just snatching up Nagas, say, this Naga gotta go. Something to the Europeans for some of their goods. We ain't getting none of them stories. We ain't getting no stories from Mansa Musa like that, from nobody like from Zimbabwe. We ain't getting none of them stories from nowhere out of Africa, nowhere in sight. I just wanted to make that clear. No stories coming from Africa about African rulers selling Africans, black Africans to Europeans. No such stories. It said slave ships transported the slaves across the Atlantic, second side of the triangle. Okay, so here we go. Painting themselves in a corner. They saying after that they bought them from the African rulers, they shipped them from the west coast of Africa to America, right? They say across the Atlantic Ocean, the proceeds from selling slaves was then used to buy products such as furs and hides, tobacco, sugar, rum, and raw. Okay, how are Europeans selling tobacco, sugar, and these American goods before they even went to America? Alright, so we see another lie. And didn't they tell you they got African slaves to work sugar plantations and tobacco plantations? What's going on? You telling us you got African slaves to work sugar plantations and tobacco plantations and cotton plantations, and now you telling us you traded sugar and tobacco for African slaves. This doesn't make sense. Not at all. Alright, it says the first passage was the forced march of Africans. Okay, it says the first passage was forced, right? It says it was the forced march of Africans. Sound like the Trail of Tears, but they saying in Africa, right? This is what they saying. From their inland homes, where they had often been captured by other tribes or by other members of their own tribe, to African ports where they were imprisoned until they were sold and loaded onto a ship. The final passage was their journey from the part of disembarkation in the Americas to the plantation. All right, this is what they say, right? Why are there no tribe up stories coming out of Africa about we had to tribe up on these other Nagas in Africa? We had to capture them Nagas, we slaved them Nagas, now we're getting on our nerve, we sold them to America. Why are we not getting these stories from Africa? Salute the Aboriginal intelligence in the house. Salute the legend of Naga Charlie in the house. Tribe up, tribe up. Why aren't no African tribes coming over here and say, hey man, we pulling up, man. Them Zimbabwe boys in 1400s, man. They rolled up on our great granddaddy and them, and they stole their sister and them and sold them. They was tried up and we was in war with them. The Zimbabwe tribe. We just want our people back. We just want to see who we is. Why are we not getting that, right? It didn't happen, Managa. That's why. It's a fairy tale, Managa. This is a fairy tale. There it go. Cartoon. Why don't they have a real slave ship? You mean to tell me they so loud and proud of everything? They proud of their monuments. They're proud of their Statue of Liberties and all of this and that. You mean to tell me they didn't keep a slave ship? They say they brought millions of so-called Africans over here and they didn't keep one slave ship. Matter of fact, if they hate Naga so bad, I beg to argue that if they went to Africa and got Nagas and brought them over here on ships, they would have made sure all of them ships were still up and running to take Nagas right back after they finished doing the work. I'm saying just common sense. Common sense. Bird eye point of view. Third eye point of view. You know, you go on the white side of town in your city. Yeah, like they don't want you around there, right? What the hell? What the hell? What you? They gonna destroy all the slaves? They gonna bring the Nagas here? Destroy the ships that brought the Nagas here. They didn't complain about the Nagas being here. You think, what? Does that make sense, my Naga? Think about it. Man. They hated you enough to enslave you? You mean to tell me they gonna just keep you here? They gonna say, alright, they good now. They brought you, they tell you they brought you here by force, right? But they won't make you leave by force. You gotta be smarter than that, Monaga. Gotta be, right? You brought me here by force, but you ain't trying to make me leave by force, because you can't, because you didn't. That's the facts. They didn't and they can't, Monaga. If they brought you here, this wouldn't even be a conversation. You'd be gone already. It have packed you up in the 1500s and got you out of here. And said, all right, we done got rid of all the Indians. We brought the Africans, we done worked them, we got the cotton and everything going. Get these Nagas back on them ships. They'd have kept them ships loaded right at the bank like they do today. The fuck out of here. All these ships supposed to disappear. They never existed, Monaga. Let's talk some more about it. We ain't gonna even read all these lies. We ain't gonna read this fairy tale, man. I just want to touch it. So why don't they have a slave ship still in this? Hold on, let's go back one more time. Look at some dates real quick. What's the dates they were saying? I want to drive a point home. They saying, okay, the first European slave ship transported Africans from Sao Tome, New Spain. Not hold on. Wait a minute. It said they didn't even bring them from Africa. Hold on. It's the first European slave ship brought Africans from Spain. How not from? I thought they was going to say West Africa. They said they brought them from Sao Tome to Spain. Okay, in 1525, Monaga. They say Portuguese and Dutch traders dominated the trade in the 16th and 17th century. So the 17 and 1800s. So though by the 18th they were supplanted by the British and the French. So the British and the French they had done took over all with their slave ships by the 1900s, right? No, by the 18th century, by the 1700s, I meant to say. So by the 1700s, the British and the French, you know, the French, we know about the French, man. Yeah, we know what the French is doing for real. But so they say the British and the French took over with the slave ships at that point, right? By the 1700s. They say, according to modern research, roughly 12.5 million slaves were transported to the Middle Passage. They say 12.5 million Nagas, my Naga. They say 15% of them died during the voyage. So let's do the numbers real quick. No, we don't have a problem with math. So 15% of 12.5 million, right? So hold on, let's just break that down. Let's break it into even numbers. Y'all know how to do math, right? Let's just separate. Let's just take 10 million from 12.5. We'll leave 2.5. We'll deal with that later. Let's deal with 10 million first. 15% of 10 million is what? 1.5 million, right? So we know 1.5 million at least. Then the other 2.5 million, 15% of that is 375,000. So 375,000 plus 1.5 million is 1.87 1,800,000. So roughly almost 200. So they claim almost 2 million Nagas died out of 12.5. Basically, they're saying 1,875,000 died out of 12 and a half. This is what their claim is. So we're gonna break all this down. All right. So right here it says, because they know they have to say somebody died, because they know these ships don't make sense. Nobody can live like this in 2 months. They know it. In fact, most people would die. You know what I'm saying? So let's be for real. So they throw a number 15%. Yeah, right. So none of this even happened for real. All right. So it says a broader look at African deaths directly attributed to the institution of slavery from 1500 to 1900. Okay, so they're giving us a time frame, 1500 to 1900. They say they moving Nagas from 1500 to 1900. Now, you moving ships with Nagas rolling on them all the way up into 1900, and you mean to tell me you ain't got one slave ship in existence today? Only cartoons? That's mighty strange, and I'm finna point out why. They're talking 16, 17, and 1800s mainly, and as early as the 1500s, but we know soon as Columbus pulled up, he went enslaving Indians, so we ain't gonna even bring that up right now. We just gonna stick to their fairy tale. 16, 17, and 1800s, slave ships rolling heavy, especially with the British and the French in the later part, right? So when we look up what's the oldest ship still afloat, it tells us the USS Constitution, also known as Old Ironside, is a 3-masted wooden hull heavy frigate of the United States Navy. She is the world's oldest ship still afloat. She was launched in 1797. They tell you slavery ended 1865. Almost 70 years later, why don't they show you a ship, Managa? They don't have one, but they don't exist, Managa. They showing you cartoons for a reason. We got a real ship right here from 1797, but you don't have one. You so proud of this ship, this USS Constitution. You mean to tell me you raggedy crackers ain't proud of a slave ship? Yeah, fucking right. Don't play with me. Yeah, we research for real and we cover bases and connect dots over here. 1797. It say it was constructed by the Naval Act of 1794. There was some ships from 1794, Managa, but they can't show you one slave ship, and they tell you slavery ended in 18. They said they was bringing Nagas here from Africa all the way up into the 1860s, Managa, and they can't show you one ship, just cartoons. All right. But is this even really the oldest ship that's still in existence? That's what the big hijack is. No, it's not. You got stuff even older, Managa, and they can't show you. They can't show you Nagas one slave ship out of Africa. They can't show you one slave ship. They're telling you they brought Nagas here in the 1500s. They show you old cartoon ship. They show you. They think you Nagas dumb. They think you Nagas dumb as hell. They show you this, and they want to show you this, and they think we dumb, right? They think we dumb. You want to see what it really looked like in the 14 and 1500s, what they ships look like? You got them right here in 1511. This is the Mary Rose, and this in England, Managa. What was England working with in the 1500s? Something like this here. Oh, England got stuff like this, but you don't got one slave ship, right? Somebody lying, that's why, because they ain't never exist. They ain't never existing. And oops, upside the head, we done found out, you big dummy. You got this from the 1511, right? Don't look. This looks very raggedy. This is like a bunch of popsicle sticks. I wouldn't trust it across a pond. I wouldn't dare. I could build a better ship than this. Nowhere in hell they packed Nagas with this. Where would the food and water be to feed and keep those Nagas surviving? And who would want to be a colonizer standing up top of here smelling shit and piss, floating up to the top, and flies and birds and rotting, and what are you gonna eat? Yeah, right. It don't make sense. It's a lie. It's a fictitious lie, my naga. And a bunch of nagas, Pan-African, Peter Pan-African nagas, like this naga on my chat earlier today, talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because he's stupid, you know what I'm saying? He's the big dummy, you know what I'm saying? He can't think for himself. He got to be told stuff. He got to be told lies that he's willing to believe, my naga. He's willing to be indoctrinated. It says slave ships ranged in size from the 10th. All right, before we go there, hold on. Let's go back. Let's back up for a minute before we go there. I ain't mean to jump ahead so fast. Y'all forgive me. I got to slow down. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Look at some more of these ugly ass ships and understand why would they not have a slave ship. You got ships from 1511 still existing, 1517, 1550. Columbus came in 1492. You got ships older than when Columbus came still in existence, Managa. You mean to tell me they don't have one slave ship to show you? They ought to have a slave ship with notches on that mother. They ought to have like some strikes on it. Yeah, we got 1,000 nagas on this one. Strike, 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 crawl, strike, 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 crawl, strike, 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 crawl. I mean, I need some evidence. I know it don't exist. I'm just pointing out. And the fact that I know it don't exist, I can sit here and point out how it don't exist. You got ships from 50. Let's look. Okay, let's go all the way up to where they doing cartoon ships at the 16 and the 1700s and the 1800s, right? Let's see what the ships are really looking like. That's a rowboat, Manaka. You ain't bringing no slaves on there. These people be lying, man. These people be and they depend on the Naga not reading. And the Naga not studying, and the Naga just not being interested in learning. They depending on that, Managa. They depending on Nagas not the. Oh, you brought slaves on. Come on, man. Let me see a full ship, man. Hold on. The Queen Mary. These is just ships. None of these are sail ships we looking at right now. These are just old ships that still exist. None of these are claiming to be slave ships. This one from 1689, the Shalop, Queen Mary Shalop. You ain't bringing no slaves over nowhere on that, man. They lying, man. This is stupid, man. This is so stupid. I gotta laugh, y'all. I ain't mean to be on here laughing today. This is serious, but this is stupid. Now this in 1689. What's this? I would just take my time. Nobody's carrying slaves over this. That don't look like the cartoon. Somebody's lying. They are lying. I'm saying they are lying. All right, this might be close to it, y'all. Let's see. This 1711. Let's see what this one look like. Really, I waited to look at all these pictures with y'all, man. I looked at like 3 of them. I said, nah. I say, wait, just wait till the live stream. We gonna review this live. They don't even got a real slave ship. Period. Come on, let's just go to the 1800s, man. Let's just cut the chain. Let's give them some time. I'm gonna give them about 100 years. Let's see what they came up with. That's the late 8 or 1797. Okay, there go the Constitution. So anything before him, all right. Late 18th, slavery was over by the end of the late 18th. So see, look what I'm telling y'all, man. The late 18th century, that's the late 1700s. Hold on, the 19th century, 1802. All right, let's go to by the time slavery ended. Let's see what we get. Hold on. Slavery ended up around here, right? They stopped bringing Nagas right around here, 1860, right? So all this shit around here down don't matter. We're looking at this shit on back. But none of these, this is a steam yacht, Managa. In 1858, let's see. You ain't bringing no slaves on that. Nagas will whoop your ass and take that ship. And you think Nagas from Africa ain't nobody to see? You crazy. You think Nagas out there on the sea with 1, 2 white men acting like they lost? Yeah, right. I can't even insult the Africans I can't even insult the real Africans like that, man. I am not finna insult them boys like that. No, ain't no white man finna take no shitload of Africans. The white man was barely making it out alive, man. What the hell? Santiago. This is 1856. Let's look. That's not. You ain't, man. You ain't bringing no that. You ain't bringing that ship. You definitely ain't bringing no Nagas on that. I ain't seen nothing capable of bringing Nagas yet. I haven't seen nothing. Not bringing slaves on this. This is a party boat. This is like a cruise ship. Let's see what it is. And that's none of these ain't slave ships anyway. But I'm just saying. All right, man. Man, I don't see anything look close to being capable of carrying slaves. All right, this 1845 Great Britain. What's this? That's don't even look like a slave. That look like a pirate ship. You know what I'm saying? This is a pirate ship, man. This ain't no slave ship right here. It says Great Britain. You mean to tell me Great Britain held on to the SS Great Britain from 1845, but they ain't got one slave ship? Do you mean to tell me Britain ain't got a slave ship? France ain't got all these different Dutch, Portuguese, all these different people that came over here. Nobody got a slave ship? I wonder why. Because they were the slaves, Monaga. And they were bringing their monkey ass over here. You know what I'm saying? They ain't bringing you from nowhere. It's 1843. It say Dom Fernando. No, Monaga. Not a slave ship. Not a slave ship. Sailboat, Monaga. This big ass mast. This boat is made just to sail with a certain amount of people. You're not carrying slaves anywhere on this. Alright, man. Let's move on now. Let's move on. I'm talking about some more. We just getting into it, y'all. We're gonna go a little bit more about this ridiculous, fictitious ass story. I know it's some Pan-African booty scratchers up in here. They mad. Someone probably ran up out of here. They thought they was finna come up in here and get told some Shaka Zulu. And they got disappointed, you know what I'm saying? They got smacked with the truth soon they came up in this piece.
Hey, family.
You know what I'm saying? Shut up! We're gonna correct their ass though, cause this is goofy and it's stupid. And one thing that I might be a lot of things. Blackjack can be an asshole sometimes. I might be a lot of things, but one thing I am not is a dummy. I am not a dummy, and nobody's gonna play me like a dummy. I don't care who it is. Nobody gonna play me like a dummy. I don't care who. Shut up. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? No, not. How, my naga? Let's do some math. I'm a math whiz, my naga. I was in honors math when I was in school. Man. My naga, I'm not even gonna go there. Let's do some math though. Slave ships ranged in size from 10, which could carry a crew plus 30 captive Africans, to the 566-ton par, which carried a crew of 100 and could hold a cargo of as many 700 enslaved. So they're saying, okay, so the big boy ships supposed to have 100 colonizers and 700 slaves, right? So we got numbers. Here we go. They paint in themselves in the corner. We know it takes 8 to 10 weeks to cross over from Africa to America by sailboat. If you're lucky, you got 700 Nagas and 100 colonizers. Talking about 800, let's say ballpark 800,000 people. How much food and water does it take to supply 800 to 1,000 people for 8 weeks? And how much does that food and water weigh? Because the boat will have to hold all of this, right? And when you showing me pictures of Nagas packed from the bottom up and I don't see food, water, or nowhere, it would take 3 times this amount of the Nagas that's present. That's the amount of space it would take for the food and water. I know you're lying. I'm not a jackass. I'm not is a dumbass. 700. So let's do some math. 800 people. Let's see. According to the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, the average man in the U.S. weighs 200 pounds, and the average woman weighs 165 pounds. This means a man of average weight produces about 1 pound of poop, and a woman at average weight about 14 ounces of poop. So let's just say every 14 ounces, 16 ounces in the pound. So let's just say everybody drop about a pound of doo-doo every day, right? So you got 800 to 1,000 people on the ship. Everybody dropping a pound of doo-doo a day. You got 800 to 1,000 pounds of doo-doo every day. You got a ton of doo-doo every day. You got to get rid of. You got a ton of doo-doo. 1,000 pounds. That's like half a car, my naga. You got 1,000 pounds of doo-doo on the ship daily. And when you add that up every day for 8 weeks, you're talking 56 days, Managa, to 10 weeks. You're talking to 70 days. You're talking about as much as 70 tons of doo-doo. 70. You're talking not 70. I meant to say 70,000 pounds of doo-doo. 35 tons of doo-doo for 2 months, right? 10 weeks. That's a lot of doo-doo. That's some heavy shit. That's a heavy load of shit. That's some bullshit. I don't believe it. The weight don't add up, Managa. We doing numbers. We not playing with these dumbass people because they think we dumb, but they are dumber than we are. Because I am smarter than them, and they can't tell me what will your body do this year. Hold on, man. Don't hijack. Hold on. Let me back this up. Pound of doodle every day, 1,000 nagas. Okay. How much urine? We know liquid is very heavy. This graphic reveals we'll each produce enough urine to feel how much the average person would excrete 135 gallons of urine in a year. So 135 gallons a year, the average person, that means in a month, you will do about 11 gallons a month. So that means 22 gallons in 2 months. So you got 1,000 people putting out 22 gallons of urine on a 2-month, 10-week journey. So you got 22,000 gallons of urine. How much does liquid weigh? Let's see how much 22,000 gallons weigh. Let's just go on Google. Man, what I did? Hold on. That ain't what I wanted to go to. Hold on. Let's see how much it weighs. I'm sure it's a ridiculous number, but I'm just going through the motions just to prove something. We know the shit weigh a lot. Let's see what the doodle weigh. We'll see what the piss weigh. Let alone the niggas and everything they gotta eat and drink. We ain't even got to what they gotta eat and drink yet. All right, we said 22,000 gallons in pounds. All right. A U.S. gallon weighs, that's gas, so we better use water. A gallon is approximately 8.3 pounds. 8.3 pounds. So 8.3 times 22,000. Let's do it. I don't feel like doing that in my head. 8.3 times 22,000. That's just, even if we go, let's just round it up. 10. 10 times 22,000. You talking about 200 and, wait a minute. I did that wrong. 22,000 times 10. Yeah. 200. Oh, I still did that wrong. 22,000. Yeah, 220,000. 220,000 pounds, Managa. That's a lot of weight. That's 110,000 tons. That is heavy. That's a lot of weight. Hey, salute Taz Cole, the CEO in the house. Try, book. This is a lot of weight. They talking about a pound of poop, and this urine weighs a whole lot. Well, what about the food and water they gonna have to drink? Let's see. All right. Let's see how much. Because that weight, all this got to be able to fit on that damn ship. It say, hold on, wait, did I skip something? All right, nah, this right here. It say health authorities typically recommend a person drink 64 ounces or half a gallon of water a day. Therefore, a person should drink around 15 gallons a month. So each person would need about 30 gallons for 2 months, right? So 30 gallons times 1,000 people. So that's 30,000 gallons of water. And we just saw water weigh like 8 point something pounds a gallon. So 30,000 times 8 point something pounds. We talking about 240 something thousand pounds of water. We talking about 120,000 tons of water. This is not going to work on this rinky dinky ass ship they showing us. It ain't no way in hell. It's no way in hell. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, Managa. This is the impossibility of a slave ship. This is impossible, Managa. We ain't even got into what the chains have to weigh. They think we stupid. I own a boat. I know you have to calculate the weight down to the T. How much my cooler weight, everything, before I hop in my little boat and get out here on this damn water. I already know I have to take into consideration how much my passengers weigh, how much the shit we got in the cooler weigh, how much the bait weigh, everything. So they're not playing with the wrong person today. How many pounds of food per day does a person need? Interesting, the research shows that most humans eat 3 to 5 pounds of food per day. So let's say 3 to 5 pounds. Let's say 4 pounds a day. So let's say 4 pounds a day for each Naga. You're talking about 1,000 people on the ship, 800 to 1,000 people, and everybody need 4 pounds of food a day. 4,000 pounds of food a day, my Naga. For 2 months, for 8 to 10 weeks, my Naga. 4,000 pounds of food a day times 7 days, 28,000 pounds of food per week times 10 weeks, 8 weeks. You're talking 10 weeks, you're saying 280,000 pounds of food. Nah. I might have been born at night. I wasn't born last night. And why? When Africa has beautiful universities such as these, where they're studying, they have no stories about African tribes and rulers enslaving other Africans and selling them to Europeans. Why doesn't it exist, my Naga? Why? Why would it not exist? Fairy tales. Africa is full of universities. Don't tell me they don't have writing and books talking about the history. Lies. Man, I hope I ain't lose nobody. Shout out to the tribe, man. Tribe book, man. A lot of people don't like what I be doing over here, man. A lot of people like what we do. You know what I'm saying? Salute. A lot of people like what we do, man. We got other people, they do not like this. You know what I'm saying? They say, nah, man, we trying to go to Africa. I ain't mad, Naga. Do what you do, Managa. I'm just saying, Managa. If you gonna run with something, man, especially, man, you gotta know what you're talking about, man. You can't just be regurgitating lies and bulljive, cause that get us nowhere in life, Managa. Regurgitating lies and drama and bull gets us nowhere. Nowhere. Somebody gonna slow down and say, wait a minute, I'm a very inquisitive person. I question everything. Sometimes I ask too many questions. It got me in trouble when I was a kid. My grandma used to say, stop asking me all the damn. Hey, my grandma, man, I miss my grandma, Albertina. I love you, grandma. I'm like, yeah, you ask, here comes something from, my grandma used to say, what's next? What's next out the peanut gallery? That's what she used to say about me. She used to say, you ask too many questions. I'm like, for real? See, I was told no question is a stupid question. My grandma used to be on my ass. She used to be like, all these damn questions. I said, hey, man, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna lie to me. You gonna lie. You better think long and hard about your life before you lie to blackjack. You know what I'm saying? You better do some thoughtful planning. You better plan your life good. You gotta cover the bases, man. Hey. Tribe boy, salute to the chat, man. These lies is ridiculous. Really, Monogamy? Ain't no way in hell. You think they gonna have blackjack chained up down here with everybody pissing and shitting on? You know, let's say they did. Boy, when we got to America and they opened that hatch up and let everybody out, I'm gonna kill the first colonizer I see. Yeah, right. Didn't happen, Monaga. You think they would have been able to get blackjack in the hole like that? So when they would have tried, I don't care if I would have had shockers on, I'd have been like them boys. You ever watch a court case where them boys had shockers on, them boys still swing on somebody and get into a room? Them boys got shockers on, still out there wrecking. Yeah, Monaga. I get this arm around one of their neck. I'm gonna choke them. They gonna be like, get them off me. He gonna be down there in the hole with us. They trying to put me in the hole. About 3 of them coming down there. I'm gonna clip one of them with a football tackle. We all going in the hole. And I'm gonna try and up, and my knockers better jump down with me. We better be busting them up. And I'm gonna use the chain and shackle as a weapon. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ring that thing around his neck. I'm gonna do an alligator roll. I'm gonna do a gator roll with that. I don't know what a gator roll is. Y'all ever watch MMA? Yeah, man. I used to watch MMA before it got popular when I was a little kid. I used to watch UFC on VCR tape when I was before it got popular. Before everybody knew about it. This when there wasn't no rules. Yeah, gator roll with his ass. He'll be down in the hole with us. Yeah, the shit wouldn't even made it out nowhere. No, the shit wouldn't have made it. No, they just had to shoot me. I said, nah, y'all gonna shoot me like a man. Y'all finna throw me on the ship to get pissed and shit on like a bitch. Y'all gotta shoot me like a man. This is not happening. This is fake. Fake cartoons, Managa. Fake shit. Fake shit. Open your eyes. Stop believing the fairy tale. They've been conditioning you for fairy tales since you was a kid. They told you Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, all kind of bullshit. They got you out here talking about Halloween, knocking on people's door, getting poison candy from crackers. You know what I'm saying? They got you doing all kind of goofy ass shit. All kind of goofy traditions, you know what I'm saying, Managa? Yeah. Conditioning you for bullshit as an adult. So when you see the truth as an adult, you done been so conditioned for a lie, you can't even accept the truth. You say, man, this can't be true, Blackjack. No, man, they wouldn't lie to us. Why would the white man lie to us, Blackjack? Well, if one nigga asked me why would the white man lie, man, I ain't got no time for that nigga. Tell that nigga, man, I'm through with you. Hey, salute to Shane Colson in the house. Hey, man, I just want to point some things out, man. I hope we get some Pan-Africans on the line. I hope they get mad too. Hit me up in the chat if you're a Pan-African and you're mad, man. Hit me up. I won't smoke. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the real Africans, man. Not the pretenders. Not the pretend Nigerians. Not them niggas. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect that. Real niggas from Africa though. Hey, I'm Blackjack. This House of Masculinity, the stronghold of the House of Cons, my nigga. Formerly the House of Masculinity. Now it's the House of Cons, my nigga. We're the stronghold of the nigga. I'm Blackjack. Respect my house, or we'll let the door not hit your ass when the Most High split your ass. And we out.